Great Debaters Contest is brought to you by Safaricom M-Pesa.
Welcome to another epic edition of the Great Debaters Contest. We have pitched camp in the lovely Laboret region so that we can bring you the very best of debate. I am your host, Mariam Bishar.
And I am Austin Yumbok, Lelmokwo boys and Laboret boys. The motion is, innovation has been a stimulant to immorality. Who will be the victor?
Proposal number 1, you have 3 minutes.
Innovation is a stimulant to immorality. I begin by describing innovation. Innovation is a new way of doing things. We have a stimulant. A stimulant is anything that speeds up something. We have immorality. Immorality is a misconduct or something that is done in contrast to the norms and the culture of our society. Colin Serem from Laboret Boys presenting. So I begin, we are proposing the motion that innovation is a stimulant to immorality. How will you feel if you are a parent or a relative to a student who lost lives in the Garissa terror attack? This shows that through innovations, we have the terrorism increasing in our country. We know that currently in our country, terrorism is a threat to the country. We find that the government is becoming unbearable to the challenge that is facing the country. This is in terrorism. So I propose the motion that innovation stimulates immorality. We can see that in our country, we have many terror attacks. These terror attacks, they are stimulated by these weapons that are introduced through innovation. We have these terrorists, they use these internets to identify their opponents, to identify their targets, the people they're targeting. That's why we have many of the places in Kenya attacked by the terrorists. Thank you.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes for your opening statements.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you representing Lelmokwo Boys High School. I'm Emmanuel Meli. I stand against the motion that innovation is a stimulant to immorality. Everybody amongst us here can listen to my voice, can listen to a voice of somebody before the instrument like this one because of innovation. And there's no way I can support this one. First of all, let me start by recognizing those computer scientists who've designed an application programs which, for example, they are used in social sites like Eskimi. These application programs filters the information that should be uploaded to the system. It always takes around 5 minutes for a file, let's say a video or a picture, to be allowed to be sent to an external environment through that network. During that 5 minutes, it's a matter of, is this file favorable to the society or not? So that application software used in Eskimi is a product of innovation. Secondly, the industrial innovations or the industrial revolution is an innovation of the men that created employment to many citizens in different countries. You can bear with me and say it's true that it is innovation of others that an industry, for example, entertainment industry, that many of the people have income and therefore giving them job opportunities, preventing them from doing immoral things like prostitution and even robbery. You can imagine, for example, I'm a student here. The moment I don't get a job, I will engage in robbery so that I can earn life. And for example, if you are a lady, you will engage yourself in things like prostitution so that at least you will get life. But because of the innovation of industries which has created job opportunities, that's why we enjoy our lives. Next point is that we've got a step in the field of finance that we have plastic money. The plastic money, you can just work with a disc or a plastic guard that contains everything, that contains your accounts. For example, if you are employed or you have your money in account, the plastic money is a product of innovation, and this one has reduced the cases of theft in our different countries. Not only Kenya, but all over the world is using the plastic money. Thank you so much.
We'll now hear rebuttals. Proposers, you have 3 minutes.
Kiptobirir from Laboret Boys High School. I hereby propose a motion that says that innovation is a stimulant to immorality. Transactions of platforms. Theft cases have increased through this innovation because we may end up losing our details. So people have been taking our ATM cards, our GPRS cards, and having the money, which have lead to theft cases. Space exploration. It has enabled terrorists that big tycoons of this nation or rich tycoons of this nation has powered the terrorists in this world so that they can prevent the communication network used by satellites to hide where they are planning to attack, and no information should be revealed to the public. They are using this media, or these rich tycoons are financing these people in order that they cannot reveal what they are using. They get weapons from social media by covering what should be done. Another one is manufacturing of unsusceptible drugs. We find that industries, the current generation industries, have produced to us some very deadly drugs which have led into death to many of our youths. Youths now in this country or in this world are engaging themselves in using some spirits which destroy their body immunes. The people now are crying in this nation. Why? Why so? Because these things are not moral to us. Another one, point number 3 is injection of contraceptive drugs. We find that women in this nation have started using these drugs in order that they control their early pregnancy, although it is not recognized by our community that we use these drugs to prevent so. So they have been using these drugs so that their children can abort and can have sex orally because of these drugs. So they are promoting prostitution, and that is what we cannot want in our society. Yeah. Again, it has led into prostitution and abortion. That is why now we have the Nairobi sex workers. Why? Thank you.
Opposition, you have 3 minutes for rebuttal.
Representing Lelmokwo Boys High School is Nyakundi Walter. First, to my opponents, the issue about abortions and pregnancies is what I'm going to tell you about. Is that if your women do what you call these abortions because of that, that means they get pressure from the men who impregnated them. They can't do it without a force that drives them actually. Okay, to my first point, security and tracking devices. We come to find that innovation has led to the improvement and to also inventions of more security and tracking devices. If I may ask you a question, wouldn't you be happy if you get back your stolen car? Wouldn't you be happy if thieves who are supposed to break up into your house are caught on time? Of course you will be happy. That's a fact. So we have CCTVs in our government offices, in our major cities in our country. We also have CCTV in our homes. This is what helped. I think all of you had to get this. This is what helped the Ugandan maid who tried to allegedly kill or adopt the baby, tried to steal the baby actually, was caught on camera doing this. And the baby, who was too young actually to defend itself, could not defend itself and tell the mother that something bad nearly happened to me. But because of the CCTV cameras, the parents got to know that their baby was in bad hands of the maid, and they took action on time. We also have that the bribes which are supposed to be given in major offices, government offices, if you try to give a bribe or receive a bribe as an official of the government, you will be caught on camera, and actually that is what we are discouraging in our country. And these are the fruits of innovation. That leads me to the next field, the field of medicine. We see that the inventions and innovations that have been made in the field of medicine, they're actually helping us a lot. Let's see the production of test tube babies. People get married, a couple, they stay for years and without having a baby. The next thing they'll think of doing is going to adopt a baby, and they might have a baby of their own. So through test tube babies, they can go have a baby of their own artificially, which is their own fruit actually. Their genetic makeup is represented actually, although it was not done naturally, it was gotten again through something artificial. That is one of the fruits. It also reduces the cases of abortion. You cannot pay money to support a test tube pregnancy for 5 months and then go and tell the daughter to distort it. Actually, it will be a waste of time. So this will give you courage to keep your baby that you're already manufacturing in the lab. We also have family planning. The high population, as you know, leads to immorality. But because now we can have the population controlled through family planning, immorality is reduced in our society. We see that many people tend to give birth to many babies from the poor families, but as from this time, they are having very less babies, manageable families that they can tend to take care of, other than leave their own children who they bared to go and live as street children. This helps in morality actually. We also have that corruption is reduced in our country. If we see that innovations have been made, the government has introduced, for example, the EACC, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. This helps. Actually, if you are caught or allegedly that you have been having corruption cases with you in your office, they'll go take you and they'll also know that where you're having the mistakes that you're going to do. We also have devolution. Devolution has tried to bring leadership to the minority groups in our country. This helps everyone to get to view their ideas. Thank you.
M-Pesa, paying school fees with it. M-Pesa, paying school fees with it. It's now easy with Lipa na Caro. Relax, you got M-Pesa.
Take part in the M Challenge by sending your short song, rap or poem about Safaricom M-Pesa on WhatsApp, and you could win 1,000 shillings in Safaricom airtime.
Audience has posed a few questions to the teams on stage, which they will respond to. The proposition have been asked to expound more on the statement they made about contraceptives leading to abortions, and the opposition have been asked about using technology such as that of test tube babies. Why shouldn't people just adopt the orphan children who need good homes as well? Proposal number 3, you have 3 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, starting before you is Ezra Sana, all the way from Laboret. My friend said that injecting contraceptives to children, I think parents have come to realize that it's a problem, because we find even, it's not ironical to find a 12-year child being pregnant. So the parents saw that the only solution is just to inject the children, because it's a problem, we must accept it. And they have accepted it's a problem, and the only way is just to inject in the children. Innovation has stimulated to immorality. Simply, it has increased the rate of drug abuse. I think drug traffickers has come up with methods and ways of making these things to be something that authorities cannot see. Whereby something like wheat cakes, we have them that they made quick wheat cakes with bank. By mixing them, said that authorities cannot realize that we have bank anywhere. Second is that it has reduced woman dignity and secrecy. Where we have that some people are posting negative things about other people. The other day we find that somebody said that Bahati, who is a singer, he said that he impregnated another woman. So all these things is about innovation. Second is that we have posting of nude photos in socialite. Where we have socialite posting nude photos, I think it's a reputation to the society. Thank you.
Third opposer, you also have 3 minutes to respond.
Protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen. Before you is Naor Kuta Keino, Lelmokwo Boys High School. I stand before you to answer the question asked by one of fellow member, saying that it's a pleasure for somebody to have his own baby. That is, you will have that prestige of saying, this is my flesh, this is my own blood. And having that baby, he can do anything that he or she wish to do so that he can make the baby being productive to the society. Also, I like to say that innovation, as the motion says, innovation is a stimulant to immorality. I disagree, and by saying that innovation is used by most people, like government. The government of Kenya currently is using innovation in field of media, social houses, to teach people on importance of drugs, being away from drugs. The youth can access to information that they can use so that they may not engage into this drug abuse. Also, we find that through the internet, most of the entrepreneurs, that is, get information, and getting information will help them to develop their farms and acquire a lot of profit. This profit will be used by them to sponsor children and those who are unprivileged to the society so that they can attain their education. Hence, ignorance is erased in the community. An example is this partnership between the Equity Bank and the MasterCard Foundation. We find that most of the students in the world are currently, probably Kenya, are taking their education because of their partnership. Also, people can, most of the students can assess or can apply for abroad universities like Leadership Academy in South Africa, like Harvard University. If it was not for the innovation, people could not access these universities. And going there will meet with people from diversity and share ideas. This hence bring about international cooperation. Also, innovation, ladies and gentlemen, has brought about partnership in a sense that there was a competition in the year 2013 between the world entrepreneurs. And we heard of the 23 entrepreneurs who had gone to harness to win for those prizes. And through this, if it was not for innovation, people could not meet and compete. And Kenya was probably known because of choosing an entrepreneur from Kenya to represent the whole world. That is due to the fruit of innovation. So, ladies and gentlemen, I like to say that innovation is not a stimulant to immorality, neither is eroding the culture, but bringing more good than harm. Thank you.
We'll now hear closing submissions. Proposers, you have 1 minute.
Ladies and gentlemen present in the House, I would like to oppose my rival by saying that the current communication of CCTV has not contributed to the immorality in the community. It has contributed because CCTV are only located in the supermarkets, and the supermarket cannot accommodate all the community. So we need measures that cannot affect our community. Another one he has mentioned of the innovation of indecent clothes. In this current generation, the decent materials or clothes we are using have created a bad picture to our community because some women have been exposing their bodies on media, such Facebook or Twitter, by misusing our children who are looking on that. We might believe that although the innovation is giving us information, but thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Opposition, you also have 1 minute for your final submission.
If it was not for these musicians, like Bahati now, most of the people have identified that they can venture into different music stages. That is, others can go to secular music, others can go to gospel, and everybody can, like now, I as a student, I can be able to venture in any field that I wish to be, because I have seen those who had no potential, and they have motivated me through the innovation. That is, I can watch them through the TV, I can get access to them through the internet, and I can acquire the information that I have. So this will help me to venture into those fields that can favor me. If it has reached a situation whereby the country at large can embrace the innovation, why not we to embrace and say innovation, innovation? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Of the six of you, I think the person who attempts to do justice to the motion is Walter, and I must commend him for that. When you talk about technological innovations, what are these technological innovations, and how are they contributing towards, how are they a stimulant to immorality? The challenge for us was you did not bring the motion home. You didn't break it down, and so it became very difficult for you to debate extensively on the motion. You did not have relevant examples, and some of your arguments, even we were struggling to make sense about. However, going forward, this is a good start, and I'm sure that, in the next debate, you will do much, much better, because now you have an idea of how to, hopefully, to break down a motion into a manageable scope. Thank you.
The judges awarded both teams with 55%. It's a tie, so both of them have 55%. Please give them a hand.
Well, we'd like to thank Safaricom M-Pesa, KBC Channel 1, and urge our viewers and all our followers to follow us on Twitter at GDC or Great Debaters East Africa. I've been your host, Austin Nyambok.
And I am Mariam Bishar. Keep watching.
The Great Debaters Contest was brought to you by Safaricom M-Pesa.